Hi and welcome to ThriverTV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. So today's episode is called How to Outsmart a Narcissist, and so many people ask this question. And when we were in the trenches with a narcissist, or when you are in the trenches with a narcissist, absolutely, you'd love to outsmart them. And, you know, you'd love to win. You'd love to beat them because we've been hurt. It's really devastating with a narcissist to think that somebody who, you know, deeply loved and cared for you, or someone who's supposed to care and love for you, has got the ability to literally throw you under a bus. And hurt people want to hurt people because they're hurting. It's really, really normal to want to strike back and to outsmart a narcissist, or maybe you're simply wanting to do that for your own protection and your defense because you feel like you're getting ripped apart. And in all the years that I've been helping people recover from narcissistic abuse, I have never seen one person that is fronting or wanting to outsmart a narcissist. I've actually never seen one person be able to pull that off. And I want to deeply explain the psychological reasons for that. The psychological reasons for that is because a narcissist is a boundaryless individual who doesn't have a conscience, who's got a highly energized ego. And what that means, that if you're going into battle with a narcissist at that level, it's like fighting somebody that's got grenades and napalm and an atom bomb strapped to them. It's crazy because this person would rather self-destruct and take you out with them than have you beat them. Because the reason is the narcissist's ego is so monstrous. It's this incredible insecurity of, if you get the upper hand and if you defeat me, I'm annihilated. That's what the ego says. So that means that the narcissist will literally stop at nothing to render you powerless and to get the upper hand to make sure that he or she wins. And the narcissist knows the best way to do that. And he or she knows the best way to do that is to line you up with your fear, with your pain, with your insecurities, with the parts of you that are trying to hold the narcissist accountable for your source of love, approval, or security. And the narcissist intimately knows where your weak links are and how to hit them hard to take you out of the game. So if you were going to beat a narcissist when you're coming at it from, I want to outsmart them, I want to win, from a level of the mind, the logical mind, or your ego, and when people can actually or think that they can do that or do that, you know, I would really have to say, will the real narcissist stand up? Because you would have to be capable of boundaryless behaviour, no conscience, being able to play on the same playing field as the narcissist. You know, so really, you've got to have a false self the size of a house that's totally annihilated your true self to be able to get in the field and play it out that way. And if you were playing it out that way, you've got ego versus ego, which is Godzilla versus the gorilla. And whoever's got the biggest ego is going to win. So unless your ego is totally annihilated your true self, the narcissist is going to come out on top, and you're going to be left reeling, being smashed with the wounds, your original wounds that the narcissist has fact-finded, targeted, and knows how to play. You're going to be smashed with a super serving of your own wounds that are going to be completely energized and blown apart in your emotional body, and you're going to be reeling on the ground with those wounds if you get into the ring and try and beat a narcissist from a level of unconsciousness. And what I mean by that is when we're in our logic and we're in our heads and our minds, we're staying very unconscious to the truth of what's going on here. We might even be trying to hit it at a psychological level, but we've never really understood the deeper soul level that this is going on. And at the deeper soul level, narcissists are soul contracts. They're aids, angels in disguise that have come into our life through serendipity, not really, more like synchronicity. They've come into our life for a significant purpose, which is to make our unconscious wounds conscious so that finally we can go to them, we can claim them, we can feel them and heal them and up-level them, because you cannot heal what you're not prepared to feel. So if we're not self-partnered, we can't heal. So we're coming home to ourselves to self-partner, to feel, heal and up-level these wounds so that we can be free from them. Not free from the narcissist. We'll do that anyway when we do that. That's just part and parcel of it. It's really to be free of ourselves. Now, if we haven't realized that, if we haven't realized that this is a profound soul contract, and if we haven't made the unconscious conscious, we will be showing up in an unhealed inner childhood container, which means that we're going to be holding the narcissist responsible for our wounds, and we're going to be handing over a lot of fear and pain and insecurity and neediness, which hooks us into the narcissist and into the whole dynamic. And we're going to play out that not winning, getting our wounds smashed more and more and more and more open to get our attention, to finally understand that the narcissist is not the healer of our wounds. The narcissist is the messenger of them. Because this is the uncanny irony, is that narcissists have the most expert ability to find every insecurity you've got, every weak link, and target it with full intensity. Now, is that ironic, or is that actually really meant to be? I totally believe it's really meant to be, because that's what's making our unconscious wounds that were our normal. We were just bumping along in life with them. It brings them up in such a way there's no ignoring them. So if we understand that this is a soul contract, if we understand that the narcissist is in our life exposing for us our unconscious wounds to make them conscious, then what we'll do is we'll stop holding the narcissist responsible for them. We'll stop feeding the narcissist with narcissistic supply, which is initially very, very hard to do, because when our original, deepest, most painful wounds are targeted and smashed and they're energized, it's very hard not to hook in and hand over narcissistic supply and fight back and be terrified and incensed and devastated and all those things. But when we realize that this is what's playing out, then even though we are all of those things, we stop hooking into the narcissist and we confront all of those things in our bodies instead. We self-partner, we make it all about that. We heal, we find those, we release them, we up-level them. And then when we do that, we are freed from the whole debacle. And it's such an irony, is that when we're not realizing that we're in a soul contract with an aid, an angel in disguise, and we're holding them responsible for our wounds, we want to outsmart them. We're going to try to outsmart them, but we never will. We'll only get beaten up with our wounds more. It never works. Yet the irony is when we detach and we say, you're actually the messenger, you're just the catalyst, you're the aid. This is all about finally being able to self-partner and come home in my own body and clean up my original traumas, from my childhood, from my ancestors, from my beliefs, from the screwy beliefs of humanity. You know, and when I can up-level that, it's actually not even about you. And my ego's not even invested at all because it's not about you. There's no ego in this. There's only consciousness. There's only awakening. And when we fully stream into that consciousness and awakening, we defeat the narcissist, because there is no longer any fear or pain or ego battle when we're in their arena, in their vibration, for a battle to even take place. We've up-leveled to another frequency, another emotional frequency, another dimension, literally, which doesn't include egos. So they unravel, and this is what happens, is the narcissist in your experience will unravel, come undone, be defeated simply because you're up-leveling and transcending to another reality where they can't use any fear or pain against you. Because we have to understand, to defeat a narcissist, what is a narcissist? A narcissist is a false self. And what is a false self? A false self is a constructed image that's not real, that needs energy outside of itself to exist, to operate. It needs your fear, pain, and attention. And when you become self-partnered and make it all about your up-leveling, you snap all of that off. All of that goes. You're healing any of the original wounds that means that you were hooked into a narcissist. You leave it all behind. So the irony is, when we understand the soul contract, we have no need to outsmart a narcissist. The only need we have is to evolve ourselves. And then naturally, organically, we outsmart the narcissist, because we cut off all connection. So I really hope that's helped and given you so much food for thought about this and the truth of what plays out with this. So if you like my videos and if they're making sense to you, I would love you to like and comment and share and subscribe to my channel. And also too, if you want to get even a deeper dive into this stuff, you can access my free resources, which is an email sequence and all sorts of other things, which will really help you free you. And you can do that by clicking the button that appears on this video. And I would love you, for the even deeper, more profound self-partnering work, to come into my next 3 keys to thriving after narcissistic abuse 3-hour teleclass, where you get to experience all of this, what it feels like to detach, what it feels like to come home into your body, for the obsession and the pain to drop and your power to come back, and for you to move up into states and ways of being and thriving that you were never able to access even before being narcissistically abused, even this is all you've ever known since a child. I promise you. So you can do that also by clicking the button that appears on this video. So that's it for this episode. So keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there is nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.